Hello everyone, hope you're having a great day and welcome back to another Wizard101 video on the channel. In today's video, I want to talk about the world elixirs that recently came in a patch, and I want to talk to you guys about which elixirs are worth getting. I think this is an important video to make for the community because if you guys don't know, a lot of people in the community actually end up buying like mega snack packs and stuff like that, which is absolutely insane and it's probably the biggest scam in all of Wizard101. Just for some context here, I have every school max level and I've had the max level ever since like level 150 came out. I maxed out every school in under a year without using any like cheat engine or Deimos or anything like that. Alright, without further ado, let's get into things right away here. So first things first, we have the level 50 elixir. I actually bought, I think, one of these on my alt account or something like that quite some time ago. This elixir isn't actually terrible because it does give you like some gear and a couple of things. This elixir will essentially just skip you all through the first arc, and in my opinion at least, I don't think anyone should be skipping through the first arc. It's very short. If you grind, it does not take that long. So unless you're a whale or you don't have a lot of time, I would say this one is generally not worth getting. Next up, we have Celestia. So the Celestia Elixir is coming in at around 10 bucks, which I think is a pretty good deal to skip the entire world of Celestia, actually. So this one, I do not think it's worth getting, in my opinion, simply because Celestia is a relatively short world. Again, if you know how to speed quest and you might have somebody carrying you, or you're just really efficient with a deck and whatnot, it's not really going to take you that long, and you're also going to want to pick up enchants and stuff here, and the game isn't going to get those for you. So I would recommend not getting this one. Again, at any point in this video, if you're someone who just has a shit ton of money or not a lot of time, you could buy all these if you want. But I feel like for the average person, most people probably are not going to want to buy all of these. They might want to just get a couple of them, skip the annoying worlds and whatnot. Anyways, I need to shut up and actually get back on point. So basically, this one is relatively cheap. It's honestly a good deal, but not worth doing simply because you want to go to Celestia and get some unique things there, like the enchants and whatnot, and the world is relatively short, so you can save yourself some crowns and not get this one. Not a big deal at all. Next elixir we have is the Safaria Elixir. Now, this one is worth buying more than the actual Celestia one, and you can definitely see here that Wiz knows this, simply because going from Celestia to Safaria here, it is literally double the price, which I think is absolutely insane, by the way. But yeah, this one, I wouldn't mind getting this one because it's a little annoying of a world to quest through, and unlike Celestia, there's really not a whole lot of things you can pick up in here. I think if you do like a side quest or something, you can get like a better enchant at the end of the world, but like it's not that big of a deal. But at the same time, like I said before, if you have a max level carrying you or you're very efficient with solo questing, this world really won't take you that long, you know what I mean? So for the more casual people, I would say it's not a bad elixir to buy, but if you're pretty cracked at the game or quick or you have some help, I wouldn't recommend buying this at all. You could knock this out easily in like less than a day. Next up, we have Avalon. So for the Avalon Elixir here, I'm going to say this one is definitely worth getting. And it kind of hurts me to say this because Avalon is actually one of my favorite worlds. For the longest time in the Wiz, it was my favorite world, And the reason I say this is Avalon is substantially longer than Safaria, which is kind of odd. They're actually priced at the same amount of crowns. I gotta say, a little weird. I'm not entirely sure how they are, monetizing these, but I do not understand that. Avalon is just way longer. There's a lot more boss fights. They have way more health, you know what I mean? And unlike Safaria, where the one redeeming thing is, you get like a better enchant. Going through Avalon, you don't really get anything for going through it. You know what I mean? It's just not worth it. So basically what I'm saying here is the Avalon one is definitely worth getting. Like when you look at the prices here, it's just a good deal, saves you a lot of time, a lot of hassle. You're not missing out on anything by buying this elixir, unlike you would be in like Celestia, for example. Alright, next up we have Azteca. Now, people were asking for this elixir and the Chrysalis one for quite some time. And, I mean, I'm happy it's here. You know what I mean? Now, again, I'm kind of confused here why Avalon, Safaria, and Azteca are all the same price. Because Safaria is substantially easier and quicker than Avalon or Azteca. So I don't really understand that. But anyways, back on topic here. Azteca is a very long world, very tedious, you know, it's almost like they went from Safaria to Avalon, and then Azteca in every single world, it got more tedious. But the one redeeming thing about Azteca, unlike Avalon, is the fact you actually have some good things to go for there. You have stuff like your Reliquary Aura, your school-specific Aura, right? You have stuff like Sharpen Blade, Potent Trap, you know, and I don't think you get a better enchant in Azteca. It's been a while. But yeah, there are some side quests you might want to go and do in Azteca here, and I am going to recommend buying this elixir simply because of how much of a headache and how long this world actually is, but you definitely are going to want to go back and actually get those like Sharpen Blade, Potent Trap, some of those auras as well. They are definitely worth getting. Next up, you have the Chrysalis World Elixir. Alright, well, this one, I mean, it's been a long time coming, let's be honest, y'all. The most expensive one, by the way, in the game, aside from the level 50 elixir, of course. But, yeah, 13,000 crowns, bro. What is that, like 30 bucks or something? I'm not sure entirely, but anyways. Yeah, this one is good because it does part 1 and part 2 of Chrysalis, which is pretty cool. Chrysalis is not really having a whole lot of good unique cards, unlike Azteca, where you get Potent Trap, Sharpen Blade, and whatnot. I believe in Chrysalis you get Shadow Magic, but you can just get that simply by buying the elixir anyways, because it's part of the story, so not a big deal at all there. And aside from that, all the little side cards you get in Chrysalis are just absolutely terrible and garbage, so definitely not worth getting, which ultimately would make this elixir very valuable because you're not missing out on anything by buying this. You're actually just saving yourself a shit ton of time and a crap ton of headaches. Okay, so for the last couple here, we have Polaris and Mirage. In my opinion, Polaris is not worth getting simply because you can just knock it out in like a day. Polaris to me honestly feels like Croctopia, which is really weird of a comparison, I know, but like it's just so short if you know what you're doing or you're getting carried, and there's not really anything for you to get here. I mean, I think you can get a better enchant and frenzy at the end of Polaris, but that's in the Arcanum, by the way, not even in Polaris, so not really a big deal. You're not missing out on anything. So I mean, I wouldn't recommend buying it unless you, again, you really have to, you don't have a lot of time. This world is very quick. There's like nothing in it that you exclusively need to get like there is in the previous worlds. Now for Mirage, it is very similar to Polaris. Mirage is a little bit longer, I would say, and a little more annoying than Polaris. And I believe in Mirage you do not get any spell upgrades. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Again, it's been many years since I had to quest through here, y'all. But yeah, it's just not really worth it simply because, well, there's nothing to get, nothing cool or unique in the world for you to get, like Sharpen Blade or Potent Trap in Azteca, you know what I mean? And it's not long enough to warrant buying, I would say, but like it is a little annoying and it is on the cheaper side of things, so you might want to get it. Really up to you for that. And lastly, we have the Imperia World Elixir. Now this one is again double the price because it is longer, oddly enough. Now this world is just a lot of time, I would say. You know, it's not annoying as like a Mirage, I would say. Like, I definitely don't look at Imperia and be like, oh god, here we go again with like Azteca or Chrysalis, you know what I mean? So that is a very nice thing in a comparison, I would say. So again, in my opinion here, y'all, I would say if you really don't have the time, yeah, I guess it's worth it to get because it's just a time sink, you know. Again, not really much in Imperia you're getting compared to like Azteca or even Safaria with a upgrade to your enchants, right? So yeah, I would say that's pretty much it for the elixirs, y'all. I'll probably have a tier list or whatever to throw up. I think that'll be helpful for you guys to reference and look at. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts and feedback down there in the comments below. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching, and take care.